What do we have? First rates coming through before we go any further. We'll have this. We'll have the index rates coming up. Nifty 25,460, absolutely flat. The Nifty Bank is down about 0.13%, 56,960. Sensex 83,300 and 83,350, 340. The small cap index is absolutely flat as well. You've got very, very subdued kind of rates coming through. So a quiet start. Will it be quieter markets is the question as we go forward. We'll see. But for now, it's not very much at all coming through. The Nifty heat map will give you a quick sense of what's up and down in the Nifty. I mean, the majority is down in the red, and you got a few winners up in the green as well. HUL, Trent, Reliance. For the Nifty, it's about 20-point cut right to the word go. Surabhi.
Actually, some of these Q1 update results are very, very interesting. Godrej is getting the full mark. It's the best performer in terms of all the weekend Q1 updates that came in. Almost 5.5% higher. Keystone's numbers are very good as well. Keystone's up 4%. But look at Jubilant. Jubilant, the numbers looked okay. Q1 update, 11%. Domino's growth, but stocks down about 2%. Anyway, more on the updates in just a bit. Let's talk about what's moving the large cap screen. We're 40 points down on the Nifty. BEL, Tech Mahindra, IndusInd Bank lower by about 1%. IndusInd Bank also lots of issues on the business side. I mean, the stock's fairly resilient actually. If you judge by the metric of just what they've done in the first quarter. But anyway, that's IndusInd. HCL Tech, Shriram Finance, Bajaj Finance. Financials are again weak. I mean, banks and non-banks. ICICI Bank, lots of weakness over here. Early weakness that we can spot. Tech Mahindra, Wipro, Infosys. So even IT is not really firing up for the bulls today. At least not at this point in time, early in the morning. So let's see what's holding up the green side. It's actually all consumer. That great consumer trade has begun, and this is what we discussed a lot, even in the editors' roundtable yesterday. Nimesh should put out a piece. Now the question is whether this trade will really, reach its logical conclusion. HUL, Asian Paints, Trent, Nestle, Tata Consumer. I'm reading on the top 5 names on the Nifty, and they are all consumer. So that's where the market focuses. That's where the expectations are running high. And we'll have to see if the companies can deliver.
Well, that's right. And let's focus on a few names then. The OPEC plus cut was actually OPEC plus hike of crude production was 30% higher than what was expected at around 570,000 tons barrels per day. In fact, the expectation was around 410,000. So you have HPCL actually that's open gap up. So keep an eye out on that one. Besides that, Godrej Consumer, Nuvama said that they were quite positive on the revival. And the evidence was in the numbers as well. They're expecting things to bottom out. That stock's clearly flying away. Dabur, with the numbers look so good, well, that stock as well is higher. Dream Folks, we did see some fund-based selling. And that stock, in fact, has now gone to around 180 rupees, falling on massive volume, 6.5% lower. In the last 45 days or so, the stock has lost close to around 30% of its market cap. So big downtick is what we're seeing on that one. Kalyan Jewellers, well, the numbers look pretty okay, but the stock has come in for some profit taking. So that's down close to around 2%. DCX Systems from the defense names, well, that's moving higher in relatively large volumes. Close to around 3% higher. Volumes much higher than what we normally see. So big up move is what we're seeing on that particular name. The other one that's moving well, Sirca Paints. We don't normally talk about this name, but that stock, in fact, is higher. And Axis Gates as well is up close to around 5%. And that's been moving on a periodic basis on circuits. Keystone Realtors, Rustam Ji, the reason that the stock is higher is because the pre-sales have grown by 75%. Remember, they've already clocked 1,000 crores. Last entire year was around 3,000 crores. So the street likes that. Also, business development in the first quarter, they've added 3 new projects, GDV of around 7,700 crores. That's surpassing the entire guidance for the year as well. So on the back of that, that's holding with a gain of around 3.5%. Thumbs up on that name.
Okay.
By the way, Nigel, did you mention Borosil Renewables?
No.
Very interesting, and that's what we were pointing out. There is the German subsidiary that's filed for bankruptcy, but why is the stock still up? Because it's a sense of relief and maybe a sense of completion, and let's move on beyond this. Because it was a loss-making entity. I think Borosil's exposure was over 300 crores to this. And maybe the market is seeing as some finality and then moving on to the repair work. Prashant.
Absolutely. And, more on Borosil, and we'll, of course, try and get in touch with the management as well as we go along. What do we have on the downside? It's interesting. BEL is the top volume-led loser. It's down 2%. And Paras Defense is down about 5% as well. Now, it's not I mean, defense in every country is very different. But last week, the best performing defense pack in the world has been Korean defense companies. They were all down. There was that entire pack, the index was itself down some 8% Friday to last Friday. So, we'll see. Here, of course, news flow has been positive, but stocks, of course, have run up in some cases far ahead of the news flow. In any case, there's this order-related tailwind here. We'll see. Angel is down 2%. There was a call from Mitesh which came in earlier. Kalyan Jewelers is down 1.5%. Jubilant Food is down about 1.7%. Indus Tower is down about 2.5%. Garden Reach is down about 1.5%. Dream Folks, Nigel mentioned 180, down about 5.5%. Credit Access is down about 1.33% or so. Deepak Fertilizer is down about 2%. But then after that, volumes really fall off a cliff. So just there's serious volumes, at least out of the gates, in about 10, 12 names. That's it on the downside, but more on the upside, but not really that much. IIFL is coming up. It's almost nearing that 500 rupee mark after a while. So IIFL has seen a fair bit of repair and recovery over the last few months now, actually, last 4 or 5 months now. Relaxo is coming up. That's the chappal maker, 6% higher, 492 on Relaxo. It's the fourth largest volume-led gainer on the NSE. So it's price gains plus volumes. Shipping Corporation of India is up 3.33%, and Godrej Consumer is up 5%. That's the largest volume-led gainer, which is coming up right now. So more on this as we go along. But for now, it's Nifty back in the green, but just about 10 points or so. Still pretty quiet, 24,472.